Welcome to Frederick at its best. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner. We're joined today by representatives of Francis Scott Key Post 11 of the American Legion to honor a selfless sacrificial act made by 4 men during World War II. The story of these men, 4 chaplains of different faiths, is very powerful. They laid down their lives to save others during the sinking of the U.S. Army transport Dorchester during World War II. I'd like to share some excerpts of the story of the 4 chaplains taken from the website of the 4 Chaplains Memorial Foundation. It was the evening of February 2nd, 1943, and the U.S. AT Dorchester was crowded to capacity, carrying 902 servicemen, merchant seamen, and civilian workers. The Dorchester was moving steadily across the icy water from Newfoundland towards the American base in Greenland. The ship was escorted by Coast Guard cutters Tampa, Escanaba, and Comanche. The ship's captain knew he was in dangerous waters because German U-boats were constantly prowling these vital sea lanes, and several ships had already been blasted and sunk. A little before 1 a.m., a German submarine, U-223, fired torpedoes at the Dorchester, striking the ship far below the waterline. The captain gave the order to abandon ship. In less than 20 minutes, the Dorchester would slip beneath the icy Atlantic waters. The crews of the Coast Guard escort ships were able to rescue 229 survivors. Aboard the Dorchester, panic and chaos set in. The blast had killed scores of men, and many more were seriously wounded. Men jumped from the ship into lifeboats, overcrowding them to the point of capsizing. Through the chaos, 4 Army chaplains brought hope in a time of despair. These chaplains were Lieutenant George L. Fox of the Methodist faith, Lieutenant Alexander D. Good of the Jewish faith, Lieutenant John P. Washington, a Roman Catholic, and Lieutenant Clark V. Poling, who was Dutch Reformed. The 4 chaplains tried to calm the frightened and tend the wounded and guide the disoriented towards safety. The chaplains distributed life jackets until there were no more available. Then the chaplains removed their own life jackets, giving them to 4 frightened young men. When giving their life jackets, the chaplain did not call out men of their own religion. They just gave their life jackets to whoever was next in line. As the ship went down, survivors in nearby rafts could see the 4 chaplains linked arm to arm, braced against the slanting deck, offering prayers. Of the 902 men aboard the Dorchester, 672 died. When the news reached American shores, the nation was stunned by the magnitude of the tragedy and also the heroic conduct of the 4 chaplains. That night, these 4 chaplains became an enduring example of extraordinary faith, courage, and selflessness. To honor the legacy of these 4 chaplains, the Legion of Honor Award Program has recognized selfless service in many forms throughout our communities, our schools, veteran service organizations, and neighborhoods. In addition to this program, one of our Legion posts, FSK Post 11 in the city of Frederick, is holding a Back to God service on February 10th to honor these chaplains. The service is part of Post 11's year-long celebration of this centennial year. As a community, we are committed to remembering the valor and heroism of all the men and women who have served, and especially those who make the ultimate sacrifice, as represented by these 4 chaplains. So I do have a proclamation, and then I'm going to pass the microphone to the people who are with me. Whereas February 3rd, 2019 marks the 76th anniversary of the sinking of the troop ship USAT Dorchester, which carried to their deaths 4 U.S. Army chaplains of 3 faiths who stood united in prayer as the ship went down. And whereas these 4 chaplains, Roman Catholic, Jewish, and Protestant, gave their own life jackets to 4 soldiers and thus sacrificed their own lives to save the lives of others. And whereas the heroic deeds of these 4 chaplains and their combined act of supreme devotion and sacrifice for American liberty and human freedom are inspiring and an ever-shining example of real brotherhood for all time to the people of the world. Now, therefore, as County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, I hereby designate Sunday, February 10th, 2019, to be observed as 4 Chaplains Sunday and encourage this observance to all of our citizens. Now, we have microphones here to pass for you. You can put things here if you'd like. And are you going to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, there you go.
I'm Keith Clevenger, Post 11 Commander, and I'd like to thank Jan Gardner, County Executive, for the proclamation of making Sunday, February 10th, 4 Chaplains Sunday. It's been since 1993 that Post 11 has had a ceremony, and towards our 100th centennial, we decided to bring that back, and I would like to thank you for the proclamation.
Thank you.
It's been a milestone year so far for us. It's been our 100th year. A lot of things have been happening. As we further down the list, some more information will come out. We want to do something on the last survivor, if that's okay.
Yes.
We see this article, the last survivor dies. Bunkelman was the sole survivor of a ship sunk during World War II. He survived the depths of the Atlantic, but the hero finally joined his shipmates nearly 75 years later. William G. Bill Bunkelman was not only a witness to a well-documented and dramatic World War II event, but a genuine hero who helped save the lives of more than 50 men as their doomed ship sank in the icy Atlantic 76 years ago. But Mr. Bunkelman, who died on New Year's Day at 98 and never considered himself a hero, because as he said in an interview in 2015, many men died in the war and he never saw combat despite surviving the horrific sinking of a torpedoed ship that claimed the lives of hundreds. Sure, I'm proud I served, even though I did not have combat duty, he said, but there's no denying his part in history. Bunkelman was the last survivor of the SS Dorchester, an Army transport ship made famous by the immortal Chaplains, 4 Army chaplains who gave away their preservers to save other soldiers. The 4 went down with the ship, their arms linked together as they prayed. Bunkelman, who managed to make his way to a lifeboat, saw them. In his official U.S. Army written account of the event, which he signed, Staff Sergeant William G. Bunkelman, he wrote about seeing the chaplains, without regard for their safety, going about the deck, giving the men encouragement and trying to calm their fears. Of the 904 people aboard the Dorchester, only 230 were saved. It was the worst single loss of American personnel of any American convoy during World War II, and of all the American ships lost during the war, the Dorchester had the 3rd highest death toll. In the decades after the war, he rarely spoke of the sinking to his family or how he managed to help pull 54 men from the frigid waters to allow them to hang on to the side of the lifeboat. He didn't make much of it, said his daughter, Diane Tompkinson, but I'm very proud of him. The whole family is proud of him. Several years ago, Bunkelman recounted his story for the Monroe News, then members of the 4 Chaplains Memorial Foundation based in Philadelphia paid him a visit at Wellspring Lutheran Home where he lived. They bought him a life preserver from the Dorchester that had a red light attached so it could be seen in the dark. Last year, Bunkelman was invited to attend a christening of a ship named after crewmen of the SS Escambada, which saved Bunkelman and many others that cold February night in 1943 outside Greenland. But at 97, he couldn't make the trip to California for the christening. It was an honor to be invited, Tompkins said. 3 other soldiers from Monroe County, Lawrence Dussault Jr., Albert de Kaiser, and Paul May, were on the Dorchester and died during the attack. And now the last survivor of a doomed ship made famous by 4 chaplains who gave their lives, others are gone too. Mr. Bunkelman was only discharged in January 1946. He earned the Good Conduct Medal, the American Theater Ribbon, the European, African, Middle Eastern Theater Ribbon, and the World War II Victory Ribbon. And like I say, the World War II generation is, they call it the greatest generation. I know we're losing them quite a bit. We've lost a few at our Post 11 the last few years, and we just hope they're well in their beings. Thank you.
Okay, you want to pass it that way?
Yeah, I'm Wayne Keiko. I'm past commander from last year at Post 11. I just want to mention that we are a family at the post. We have the auxiliary, the Sons, and the Legion heirs that are here. And we do a lot of stuff to support the veterans, but we also support youth and children and veterans affairs and national security. So come in and check us out sometime.
My name is David Winpegler, a past department commander, state of Maryland, 2003-2004. The major thing back in 1918 was to set up something for the veterans, the ones from World War I, and see what we could do for them and their families. And back then we started Back to God, and we still carried it Back to God ceremony. We have a prayer before a meeting, a prayer after a meeting when you have a meeting with the American Legion, the Auxiliary, and the SAL. The 4 chaplains came in 1943, and that was something the national organization went after. Said we need to honor those 4 people. So after that, they put into the yearly book in the month of February is 4 Chaplains Month. So we carry that on at Post 11 and the other department post in the state. Who gets the next?
Gotcha. I'll wait on everybody to have a chance to.
I'm Tim Hormann. I'm past commander, Post Francis Scott Keys, Post 11. I'm certainly been proud to be a member of that. And also I'm very proud to be a member of the team, the military. They deserve a lot of respect, and we should all respect them. Thank you.
Thanks. Chris May, I'm the adjutant for the Post 11 Sons of the American Legion, serving those who served. We just like to reiterate what Keith said and thank the county for the proclamation. Thank you.
I believe it is on.
Hi, I'm Rick Stupp. I'm the chair of the Centennial Committee for Post 11. We'll be 100 years old 19 July this summer. I reiterate what my colleagues have said. In the 100 years that we have existed, we have never had a repeat commander. We're the only post in the state of Maryland that can say that, and we're one of 4 across the nation that can say that. I'm number 63. We kicked off our centennial celebration with our 99th annual Armistice Day, Veterans Day service on this past November. We have several other major events going on. Our second one is this Back to God Sunday, where we pay the tribute to the sacrifice of the 4 chaplains. We're followed then by the celebration of the American Legion National, which was chartered in March of 1919. So March, the Post will be sponsoring the Frederick County celebration for that, for all the posts in the county. Our third one is our 100th annual Memorial Day service. It'll be at Mount Olivet Cemetery, weather permitting. That is open to the public, and we encourage participation in that, as with our Veterans Day service. Our big celebration is the 19th and the 20th of July. The 19th is a VIP program, which we hope the county executive will be able to attend with us, with the other dignitaries that we have, followed by an open house on the 20th, and the public is welcome to come in during that open house. We finish off our major celebrations with our 100th annual Armistice Day, Veterans Day service, 11 November 2019, and we hope that you can attend that. If not, hug a vet. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laurie Boyer. I am in charge of public relations for the Centennial Committee. I like the way he ended that, hug a vet. We're all vets, son of a vet, daughter of a vet. And we are very, very proud to represent Post 11 here at this proclamation today. I would love to see everyone come to our Back to God service to honor the 4 chaplains. Please RSVP to Tricia here. The phone number is on the screen right now, 301-662-9345. Hope to see you.
Hi, I'm Patricia Swiderski, and I'm a life member of American Legion. I have been in this Legion over 23 years. And I was in the service for 8 years, and I really enjoyed my time. I recommend anybody and everybody to try it.
Hi, I'm Jamie Clevenger, Unit 11 President. I'm proud to be an auxiliary member, thanks to my father who served in the Korean War. And I kind of would like to reiterate what Rick said. Hug a vet, thank a vet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here today and for all that you do and for sharing your reflections on the acts of these 4 chaplains. A witness from that terrible night on the Dorchester, remember hearing the 4 chaplains offering prayers for the dying and encouragement for those who would live. One said it was the finest thing I have seen or hope to see this side of heaven. If you want to learn more about this particular event and read the full story, you can find it online at www.4chaplains.org, The Saga of the Four Chaplains. For more information about the FSK Post 11, again, you can call them at 301-662-9345. I will say I have to really congratulate everyone at FSK Post 11 for all they do to support our veterans. They do host events of all kinds for our veterans of every war, and it's greatly appreciated. They really do a lot to support our veterans and our community, and we should be grateful for that. They're a very active American Legion post. So thank you for joining us to recognize the amazing way these four chaplains help so many others in their desperate time of need, and to provide hope and prayer for those who knew they were facing the last moments of their life. Ceremonies like this one help us all gain a better appreciation of those who have gone before us to fight for the freedoms that we enjoy today. We are thankful for their sacrifices. What a great gift can anyone give than to lay down their life for another. Thank you for joining us today for Frederick at its best.